But the worst of it is, I have to walk all the way back home, which is bloody miles away. Well, good morning. Second ride today, and I do apologise, a little bit shaky. I'm trying to hold the camera because the clamp that holds my camera onto my handlebars snapped. So I've got this little tiny little gorilla pod wrapped around my handlebars, and it's not doing very well because it's really cheap. So I'm trying to do it the best I can. However, second ride I should say, and I'm on my way to a place called Sale Water Park in Manchester. So fingers crossed, should be a good day, because it's been raining for the past few days. It's been like torrential rain, and this is the first nice day we've managed to get. So I get to have a look around Sale Water Park, fingers crossed. Well, according to Google Maps, my route is approximately 6 miles and it's said to take me around about 28 minutes. But since I'm not in this for the speed and more for the leisure aspect, the timing isn't really important to me. But what is important is that I'm getting used to riding a bike all over again and getting a little bit of fitness along the way. Because I'm a total novice who has no idea what I'm really doing at this moment in time, and I'm just trying to find my feet in this new hobby of mine. A little bit of a different setup. I've now got the GoPro on the top of my head, as before I had it on the handlebars. So whatever I look at, you should get to see as well. Well, this is a nice steady ride. Very slight incline on the way down, should I say. Now, some people have said that I should be relaxing at my age, and my answer to that is the reason I've put so much weight on is because I've done nothing but relax. And if I have to be honest, I'll have all the time in the world to relax once I'm dead and buried. But in the meantime, I'd like to at least give it a good go and enjoy what time I have instead of vegging out in front of the TV. So on we go. Well, like I said, this is the second ride out. Been looking forward to this all week, really have. However, all week, all it's done is absolutely throw it down. I mean, absolutely terrible. This is the first day I've had a little bit of sun, so I thought, let's get out there, let's get on the bike, get a little bit of filming done, and hopefully make some sort of video out of it. Don't know how that's going to go on. Talk a load of rubbish half the time, and most of you know. But I'm just going to carry on and see what I can do. Alright, shall we carry on? Yeah! Well, if there's one thing that you start to notice once you leave your car at home and stop using public transport, is just how beautiful your local area can be. I mean, I've lived in my area for nearly 30 years and this is the first time I've actually seen these places. The only other thing that doesn't change is my moaning. Can I just say, that design is shit. You see that? That design is shit. It never stays in your ear, it always comes out. I'm not even sure if I'm going the right way. I'll go back. I'm actually thinking I'm going to have to get a dedicated sat-nav for this, because I can't see bugger all. I brought my drone again. Fingers crossed I'll be able to fly it this time. Manchester Airport hasn't got the whole fucking world under its radar. I understand why they do it, but do you really need so much room? So I carried on moaning to myself as I continued my journey on a gorgeous October morning, cycling along the banks of the River Mersey and to a place that I thought was Sale Water Park. Well, I've just asked somebody if this is their water park, and they said yes. It's not a bit that I recognise, but at least I'm here, so, which is a big plus, I suppose, because like I said, I always get lost, and which I already have done, but that's just part of what I do. All right, so like I said, you know, I don't know what else to tell you. I really am enjoying everything. I've got a load of fans at the minute, as you can see. Look, fans. For some of us, life can be a lonely road. It can be a tough, solitary road that only some of us will have to endure. And I feel like I'm one of those people. But for me, I like being alone. And that is one of the reasons why I started Curiosity and getting into this bikepacking thing. Long hours of solitude without having to listen to those who speak a lot but don't really have anything to say. For me, being on my own gives me a chance for an adventure without others trying to stop me because they simply don't share my vision. Yeah, some people might think I'm strange, and that's fine. But I might think the same about you. Some people judge how popular they are because of how many friends they have on Facebook, how many followers they have on Instagram or Twitter, and how many views they have on YouTube. But for me, I'm judging people by how they treat me, even with all my flaws. Yes, I might be looking for something in life, but I'm at peace with being alone. Well, I carried on with my journey, loving the sun with my little legs, pedalling at a nice steady pace around the lake, which still wasn't a part of the water park that I'd recognised. But I carried on anyway. I'll tell you what I never realised is how many people would actually be here. I thought it was going to be like a really quiet ride. It just seems to be every man and his dog, and I mean literally. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, or those of you that are new to my little bikepacking videos, let me just tell you what's actually going on. Now, for me, this is a completely new hobby, and I'm just trying to find my feet and get myself a little bit fitter before I actually go out into the big wide world, backpacking for real. The bike I'm using is a giant Revel, which I borrowed, and it's very old and very rusty because it hasn't been looked after, but at present, it's all I have until I get a new one. So if you've come here expecting an all around the world bikepacking journey, I'm sorry, but that's not the case. But instead, all you're going to get is a complete novice's journey from start to finish. But if you're here looking for something a bit more substantial in the world of bikepacking, you might want to nip over to a channel called Bicycle Touring Pro. But you might as well watch my video first. Well, at this point in the ride, my bike started making some really bad clanking noises, and I thought it was just me not shifting the gears properly with me being a novice, so I just carried on. But then this happened. Thinking my chain had just come off, it was then that I looked down and realised it was something a bit more serious.
Ah, you're joking. Well, you're not going to believe it.
Well, you're not going to believe it. Second bike ride out,
And my chain has snapped. and I've got
nothing to fix it with at all. So, note to self, bring some tools to fix your chain and anything else that you're with. But the worst of it is, I have to walk all the way back home, which is bloody miles away. So, you live and you learn, don't you? One way or another I'm going to get fit, aren't I? Hey dear me, I don't know. Well, now for a long walk home. Well, what was the odds of that? The chain breaking. Like I said, I'm miles away from anywhere. The worst thing that can happen now is for it to rain. But this is all the stuff that I've got to learn for all this bike packing thing. Because what am I going to do if I'm in the middle of nowhere and I'm in a foreign country somewhere? So, all exciting stuff, as I keep saying. I'm going to be knackered time I get home. Quite a few miles away. Don't worry, I'm talking to myself. Yeah, I know. I do it a lot these days. So, like I said, all exciting stuff. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, carry on walking. Well, apparently I'm not anywhere near Sale Water Park, or I am, but about a mile away, so I don't know where I am at the minute. It's some sort of lake near Manchester. I'll have to have a look on the map, see where I am. Now, the clouds are starting to get a bit dark as well, as you can see, look. So it looks like it might rain at some point. Now, apparently today it's supposed to be nice all day. Whether that's going to be the case, I don't know. It's been raining for the past 2 days, absolutely throwing it down. So, like I said, not where I thought I was going to be. And my chain has snapped and I've got to walk home. I don't know. Well, it turns out I was actually at a place called Chorlton Water Park, which is about 2 miles away from Sale Water Park, and was somewhere I didn't even know existed. And that's what I keep saying about this cycling lark. You find places you never knew were there, despite passing them every day in your car. So instead of my intended route, my route back home was a bit more like this. And since I was walking instead of cycling, the time it took wasn't 29 minutes that Google Maps states. It was just over 1 hour. But despite the upset of breaking my chain, it was actually a nice walk. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this and I appreciate you joining me. So, thanks for watching Curiosity Adventures.